The sun rose over North Hollywood, California. It was February 28, 1997. Another seemingly ordinary day began. Commuters rushed to work. Shopkeepers prepared for the day ahead, unaware they were about to be caught in a maelstrom of violence. This peaceful morning would be shattered by the deafening roar of gunfire. At 9:17 a.m., two figures exited a white Chevrolet Celebrity. They were clad in dark clothing and ski masks. Their bodies were shielded by homemade body armor. These were no ordinary criminals. They were Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matassarianu. Heavily armed and filled with a cold, calculating rage, they were about to unleash chaos. Their target, the Bank of America branch on Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matassarianu were no strangers to the criminal underworld. Phillips, the more dominant of the two, was the mastermind. He was driven by a volatile mix of paranoia and a thirst for wealth. Matassarianu, quieter but equally dangerous, followed his lead with unwavering loyalty. Their plan was meticulous, born from months of planning and preparation. They had studied the bank's layout, planned their escape route, and armed themselves with a terrifying arsenal. Modified automatic rifles capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute were their tools of choice. They were ready for war. They believed they were unstoppable. The doors of the bank swung open with a thud. Phillips and Matassarianu stormed inside, their weapons brandished. Their voices, distorted by their ski masks, boomed through the building. "Get down! This is a robbery!" people screamed. Chaos erupted as terrified customers and employees dropped to the floor. The robbers' plan quickly deviated from the script. They had anticipated a swift entry and exit. However, unforeseen delays in the bank's vault threw their timing off. The longer they remained inside, the higher the risk. Unbeknownst to them, their every move was being observed. A silent alarm had alerted the LAPD. The game was about to change. The first police officers arrived within minutes. What they encountered was unlike anything they had ever seen. The air crackled with gunfire. The sound of automatic weapons echoed through the streets. Phillips and Matassarianu were not afraid to use their firepower. The officers' standard-issue pistols were woefully inadequate against the robbers' military-grade weaponry. Their patrol cars offered little protection against armor-piercing bullets. Outgunned and outmatched, the police found themselves in a desperate fight for survival. They called for backup. They needed heavier firepower, and fast. The shootout spilled out onto Laurel Canyon Boulevard, transforming a peaceful suburban street into a war zone. A relentless torrent of lead ripped through the air. Cars became impromptu shields. Shop windows exploded into shards of glass. Civilians caught in the crossfire ran for their lives, seeking refuge wherever they could. Phillips and Matassarianu, fueled by adrenaline and a twisted sense of invincibility, sprayed bullets indiscriminately. They moved with tactical precision, their body armor shielding them from most of the police gunfire. The responding officers, though outgunned, displayed incredible bravery. They returned fire with what little they had, desperately trying to contain the situation. Section 6. End of the line. The robbers' last stand. As the minutes ticked by, the tide began to turn. The LAPD's superior tactics and the arrival of SWAT teams with heavier weaponry began to take a toll. Matassarianu, his movements hampered by a gunshot wound to the leg, was losing ground. Phillips, his ammunition dwindling, became increasingly erratic. Realizing the futility of their situation, Phillips made a final desperate stand. He stood in the middle of the street, firing wildly at the police. His body, riddled with bullets, finally collapsed. Matassarianu, attempting to escape in a stolen vehicle, was mortally wounded by police gunfire. His reign of terror was over. Section 7. In the aftermath, a city and its police force transformed. The North Hollywood Shootout left an indelible mark on Los Angeles. The images of that chaotic day, the sound of gunfire, the sight of burning vehicles, the terror in the eyes of civilians, were seared into the city's collective memory. It was a stark reminder of the destructive power of unchecked violence. The shootout exposed critical shortcomings in the LAPD's ability to combat heavily armed criminals. It forced a reassessment of police tactics, training, and equipment. In the aftermath, the LAPD upgraded its weaponry and body armor. New training protocols were implemented, emphasizing response to active shooter situations. The North Hollywood Shootout had become a turning point in modern law enforcement. Section 8. The North Hollywood Shootout's enduring significance. The The North Hollywood Shootout was a watershed moment in American criminal history. It brought the issue of gun violence and the proliferation of high-powered weaponry into sharp focus. The fact that two individuals could acquire such an arsenal and unleash such carnage on a suburban street sent shockwaves across the nation. The shootout also highlighted the courage and sacrifice of law enforcement officers. Despite being outgunned, they ran towards danger, putting their lives on the line to protect their city. Their bravery, often in the face of overwhelming odds, serves as a testament to their commitment to duty. Section 9. A legacy of bravery and lessons learned. The North Hollywood Shootout, though a tragedy, serves as a valuable lesson. It underscores the importance of vigilance, preparedness, and the need for effective law enforcement. The event also reminds us of the fragility of peace and the ever-present threat of violence. The legacy of the North Hollywood Shootout lives on. It's a stark reminder of the day chaos descended upon a seemingly ordinary neighborhood. It's a testament to the bravery of those who face down evil, and it's a call to action for all of us to strive for a safer, more peaceful world.